Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Theresa here, just me and the critters. It is September 25th, 2019. It is Wednesday evening at 5:58 p.m. And I just finished up a bunch of chores in the kitchen, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's do the weather real quick. It's hot. I know that. Oh my Lord. It's not cooled off much here. I thought it was cooling off. I thought it was a few days. It was getting cooler. Now we're up into the mid to high 90s. What is okay? I couldn't find my, with these phones that we have, you have to have these little adapters for USB port plugs. Ooh, that's a good catch. Oh, wait. I don't know what this is doing, but I don't want you to do that. Okay, let's do the weather. It is currently, right now, it is 93 degrees. It feels like 102, and it's come down because it was 96 degrees earlier. And the real feel at that point in time was 111 degrees, y'all. Yeah, it was pretty darn hot. Low will be 72, 10% chance of rain. Humidity's at 51%, 8 miles an hour per, the wind is out of the west. Sunrise was at 7:27 a.m. and sunset will be here at 7:30 p.m. And tomorrow is about the same. The high is supposed to be 95. So, not complaining. There's nothing anybody can do about the unseasonably warm weather that many of us are having here in the South. Just the way it is. But you do get tired of it. You do get tired of it. Yesterday, you saw that I did not do a video, and I apologize. I overdid it immensely. And you think at 55 years of age I've learned. But I cleaned house, and, well, you know, I vacuumed and freshened up the bathroom and made the bed and stuff. Did a ton of dishes, and then I decided that it would be a good idea to start a chicken stew in a crock pot, which was great. Start a loaf of bread in the bread maker. Okay, great. And then I decided it would be a good idea to make 2 different types of baking items. I made apple cinnamon muffins for breakfasts, and then I also made, Brad really wanted some brownies. So I made the traditional chocolate brownies with walnuts. But I overdid it, and I spent so long in the kitchen, and it was so overheated. Our kitchen gets really hot. Even, I mean, yeah, of course you're cooking stuff, but it was so the heat really stacks up in there. It doesn't have like an outside ventilation, which would be wonderful, right? So yeah, I was overheated, and I was really, really tired. I wasn't feeling my best anyway and stuff. And then I had a hard time sleeping last night. I've been fighting getting another, UTI infection, which is the story of my life, right? You know, that's the way it goes. And so I hadn't been feeling real good. I had stopped taking my medication for a few days, hoping maybe thinking, I feel okay now, maybe I can go off it. Nope. And, so, yeah, it's a combination of things. I did not sleep much last night at all. And so I was so tired today, I know I was falling asleep off and on while Brad was still here when we got up this morning. And then I was trying to stay awake, and I kept dozing off and on even after he went to work. Finally, at 11 o'clock, I just texted him and said, hey, you know, I've got to go in and lay down. I'm just too overtired and stuff, and, so I won't be able to talk to you on your lunch. Which he understood, which I was able to talk to him for a few minutes on his lunch. I had woken up and texted him, and then he gave me a call. I just didn't want to give him a call. There's a whole great big break room full, and lunchroom. So, let him finish his lunch and then give me a call. But I'm feeling better now. I'm tired. My arm was massively hurting last night too because I overdid it because, I'm a dumb assume. See, really working on hot and custom like I was. So I just being a big dumb bucket. So yeah. So I couldn't loom like I wanted to last night. There was sad panda face there. I've done just a little bit of looming today because I was so sleepy I was falling asleep. When you fall asleep holding your loom and your loom hook, yeah, you know it's time to go lay down. And I just got done going out into the kitchen, and when you do that much cooking, then you have a ton of dishes, and Brad and I, we talked about that on lunch, like, this isn't really working, that, all these dishes are left and stuff. And he said, I agree. We got to find a better solution, so, better working solution for this. It's not just, just one person and stuff. And, because like he says, he's not doing physical work now. So that's a big difference. He always actually likes kind of being up and walking around and stuff for a while. So we'll come up with a good solution, and then, things will change. But so I had a ton of dishes to do, and then do all the ice cube trays and stuff. He's cooking dinner tonight. He's making, last night, that chicken stew turned out really good. And it was just some cooked chicken breast that I had already cut into strips that were in the freezer, and just some canned vegetables, because that's what I have. And the only thing I would have changed, and it would just like call for a can of cream of celery and a can of cream of chicken. I only had cream of mushrooms, so it got 2 of those. And I would have loved to have had some frozen peas, which I didn't have any of. And then I would have loved to have used all the frozen vegetables. Oh, hang on just a second. I got to read this text. Okay, sorry about that. It was just a text from Brad. Let me know he was on his way home. But I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that I would have loved to have had frozen vegetables instead. But I used a can of green beans and a can of carrots, and then 2 cans of the cream corn, because I didn't have any just a regular corn, and I didn't really care for the cream corn. Brad liked it, so, And then I made that local bread to go with it. But yeah, so that's been about it. I really want this arm to heal up so I can do more looming and finish my painting. I did go work on that the other day, and it's not finished yet. I can show you what its progress. So I probably have another 4 or 5 hours on it, before it's finished. That's just the way it goes. But this is how it's looking right now. Let's see if you, let me shut this light off right now. Oh, that didn't help any at all, did it? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm sorry you guys can't really see. It's a huge tree. See, and it's really, really detailed. You just can't see it. It's that great big 24 by 30 inch painting. So it takes a lot longer when you're doing a big painting. I know sometimes people wonder why I'm charging a lot more for the really big paint. First of all, those canvases are expensive. Canvases are expensive anyway. But the bigger the canvas, the more it costs. I kid you not. I like to paint on all different sizes, and sometimes I get in a kick where I want to go really large. And but the larger the paintings too, the longer it takes, because you're going to have a lot of different variables. Okay, on your smaller painting, you're not really going to see that much of it until you walk up to it. Let's say an 8 by 10. When you're across the room, you're not going to see that much of it. Now, on a bigger canvas, and I would like to go even larger than this, and I have in the past, but not in a long time. When it's 24 by 30, you're going to see a specific image from across the room, depending on the size of the room, of course. Say across in a gallery. But the closer you get to it, you're going to see even more. So that initial image that you see, you're not really seeing that anymore. You're seeing all the fine details. And it takes on kind of a whole new life. And that's exciting to me, yes. But they take a lot longer. Because I am a very detailed person. I like to do a lot of fine detail. I always have. I can get lost for hours in doing a painting just on all the fine details. In fact, I'll have to make myself stop, and I'll have to go and like the other day and just leave it alone for a while because I will get so lost in it, you know. So you don't want to get real lost in it because then you're not going to kind of know what your overall is. And sometimes you see maybe in movies and stuff where you see an artist take a step back and they're looking at the painting from different angles. Well, I'll do that with taking pictures and stuff because it will give you, for me, taking a digital picture will give me almost an instantaneous what I need to do, what I need to tone down, what I need to bring more to the forefront, what maybe is too much in the forefront, which needs to be in back and stuff. And so, anyway, that's just a little bit of my logic on paintings and why some paintings cost a lot more than others. Like my acrylic pours that I do. Now, those I price a lot cheaper because they're, you know, those don't take near the time and stuff. Those are just fun, you know. And, you know, so, yeah, that's just the way it is. You gotta always have fun. I mean, there for a while I was really stressing, you know, and I was really pushing, hoping somebody would buy some painting. Now I'm like, meh. In fact, this one I'm doing right now, I'm not sure I'm even going to put it up for sale because I really do like it. I have a thing about trees. If you guys know anything about me at all, you know that I have a thing about trees. I don't know why. I love trees of all different sizes and species and stuff. This painting is going to be titled Life and Death because, you know, it's just like, you know, every time you know of somebody that has passed away that day, you know that there's been a new life born. Probably many, and many people died. And so it's just a cycle of life, and it's like with a tree. You'll see some branches that are dead. You may even see some trees that are dead and other trees that are just starting to bud out, and some that maybe be full of leaves. Especially here in Florida, it renders a whole different kind of a thing. I hope I'm not boring you guys too much about this, but you can always click off or whatever. But in Florida, you always have, especially in the fall time, some trees are going to go ahead and turn colors and drop their leaves. Probably not until about November, really. But you're always going to have something budding out and something flowering, which I love. And there's always greenery around. You know, certain times of year, like I said, end of October, November, you're going to have a little bit of your fall colors, especially with some of the vines and stuff. But you're always going to have your fall flowers. I didn't really know what people were talking about so much about, like the mums and the fall flowers, because in Wyoming, you're lucky if you get to enjoy any of those, because normally it will snow, you know, even early August. You know, so, yeah, it's really a neat thing. And, you know, like I said, I love trees. I do. I just love the shapes, the colors, the twists, the turns, the different bark, the different foliage from a tree, you know, it's just beautiful. Yeah, so, yeah. Love it, love it. So, anyway, so that's what I've been working on, and then I do have a few hats done. I would like to have had a lot more done, but I'll show you what I have done. Oh, see, this arm hurts still today, so I don't know how much I'm going to get done today. So, it really hurts. Oh, I have this one done, and that is a small adult. And this is a toddler, small child. That one. This is a newborn, of course. This is another little newborn. And then this is a medium adult. Yep. No, this is a large adult. Yeah, couldn't remember. So anyway, those are the ones I have done. Not in there as many as normal, right? I do have this one going, and I started this one a couple of days ago. But like I said, I've been trying to be good and listen to and let my body heal up some. So anyway, this is the brim, of course. And then you have the little bright, yeah. I think it was called black neon lights or something like that. Yeah. Yep. You know, I thought I was getting such a good price on the Amazon yarn, and then I went onto the Walmart site, and no, not really. The the Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo, which is the huge one, are normally $6.44. They're at Walmart. If you get them on sale on Amazon, that's what they are, but not all colors. So, yeah, I'm going to keep a closer eye on that. You know, I'll be pricing out because I do desperately need to come across some more yarn because I'm really getting quite low. It's just kind of ironic with me. With all the yarn that I brought out here, the whole back of the Jeep full of yarn, and then the yarn people have donated to me and stuff. We have done a lot of hats, y'all. That's mainly all I've done with it. So, yeah, I really enjoy it. So, like I said, Brad's cooking dinner tonight. He's making hamburger steak, and mashed potatoes, and some kind of vegetable. You know, I'm finding where I don't really enjoy cooking as much. I love baking, but I don't really enjoy as much cooking the main meals. I think it's because it's been so many years, you know, of that and stuff. And I get so tired come late afternoon and stuff. I mean, with a hot kitchen and stuff, you're just like, ugh. So, anyway, that's all I've been up to, but I thought I better come on here and tell you guys that everything's fine. I'm just super duper tired, and hopefully I'll sleep well tonight. And Brad's been having a hard time with sleeping and stuff. Did I tell you guys about rubbing his legs? I thought I did. But rubbing his legs, and then he slept. I'm sure I probably did, but I only talked to you guys and Brad. That's it. I might talk to his sister a little bit, you know, and I talk to our girls a little bit, you know. But they're so darn busy that, you know, I know you guys are that way too. That your adult children are busy. And I remember being that way when I was younger too. Yeah. Being real busy. That's just part of life, so. But anyway, I'm going to get off here. But I hope you all have a good evening. And remember that I love you guys. And I do cherish your friendship so very much. And never think that your comment isn't worth you putting down, or whatever going on in your life isn't worth you telling, because as long as you're breathing, I'm happy to hear from you. I don't care if you're having the worst day ever, you want to tell me about all of the pain that you're going through and stuff. I'm here to listen, okay? We all need that. We all need that. And, you know, I enjoy getting texts and messages and stuff. Sometimes I forget to reply back right away, but please don't think anything about that. I'm just like you guys. Sometimes I'm tired and stuff. Sometimes I'm the hardest on myself out of anybody, you know, because I always think I should be able to run like a rabbit. So anyway, and I do think you guys are awesome, and I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. So have a good evening.